Today we will going to transform this papier-mâché jewelry box. This is the part 2. So if you missed the first part and you want to know some tips and tricks and maybe just how I create this amazing box, just go and watch. Hello, I'm Cleo and welcome to my channel. Here I will share with you tips and tricks, my techniques and my art project. As I told you previously, if you watched my video, the details are very important for this. I need to be very sure that each angle is correctly covered. I need to watch the shape and the shadows, and I start to create the base of the stone. I don't use only one color because the stone in nature came in different color depending of the environment, depending of the structure of the stone. So my very first technique that I prefer to use it's bleeding one, because this helped me using a lot of water to let the paint and the pigment to enter in all the structure and to cover perfect all. After that I will came with less watered paint, let's say, and cover again and continue to try to blend everything. Maybe at some point everything seems to be too dark, but this is normal, especially when the paint is still wet. But after it's drying will be more lighting, and now I came with the dry brush technique, and I give light and shadow, real shadow, to entire structure. I never try to make it perfect, I try to make it natural. I concentrate the highlights where light will naturally hit, and keep the deeper tone in the lowest area to create the shadows. This will also create the effect, the illusion of the deepness. I use different techniques to create stone effect. Tell me if you want me to share with you a couple of my techniques, my tricks that I use to create stone effect and maybe other effect. Let me know. On this box I try to balance the heaviness and drama of the Baroque with some Art Nouveau elegance. Now it's time to create oxidated bronze effect. The oxidation effect is the step where even look incredible or look accidental. The secret is the placement. Patina collects where the moisture and time will naturally affect the metal, in corner, crevices, in deep details. The last part of my project is where I create the inside the box, and for me this is equal important. For this box I especially create the top part, which is unique and special, and to be honest I inspire myself from a vintage box that I saw in a vintage fair. The top medallion is the focal point, so the roses need to be special. I give them enough contrast to stand out of the stone and bronze, but keep it oval to a vintage look. If you enjoyed this two-part series, like, subscribe and share. Remember also to let me a comment. See you!